Item number SCP-8008. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-8008 is currently contained within SCP-8364 and is required to stay within SCP-8364 at all times. Any attempts to leave must be brought to an end immediately to ensure that instances of SCP-8008-A do not occur, as it could leave openings to a potential breach. Patrols are to be posted around the outside of the fence patrolling at 20-meter intervals. Security personnel must be armed with automatic assault rifles and stun grenades. While SCP-8008 itself is not inherently dangerous, its properties make it considerably important to keep it contained. If any security personnel encounter SCP-8008 and become affected by SCP-8008's anomalous properties, they are to be given Class C amnestics and promptly replaced in their patrol position. Several drones are connected to live feeds and are dedicated to following SCP-8008's activities around the town. Description: SCP-8008 is one of the newest residents contained within SCP-8364, and while not a lot is known about where they came from or why they have taken residence within SCP-8364, they seem to get along well with the other cultists. SCP-8008 appears to be a major funder of Edie Valley, and has been seen given several forms of payment to SCP-8364-1. These payments, unlike SCP-8333's various strange forms of payment, appear only to come in the form of a standard U.S. currency bound tight with a rubber band. SCP-8008 appears to be a young Caucasian male with short blonde hair. Eye color and other facial features are unknown. It appears to be years old, or sometime in its late teens, yet its actual age is also unknown. SCP-8008 stands at about 1.7 meters tall. SCP-8008 talks with a slight Boston accent. His normal street attire is one of his own choosing, as is the case with most residents, with the only unchanging variable being his headwear. He is seen constantly wearing a gas mask that appears to be missing its air filter. The gas mask muffles his voice, but not so much that it makes him unintelligible. It is unknown whether the gas mask is missing its air filter for aesthetic reasons or if it serves a greater purpose. It is theorized that he uses the mask to protect the other residents from an anomaly caused by the viewing of his face. When asked to remove his mask during documentation procedures, the subject began to panic. SCP-8008 had to be restrained during this time, as he had become irrationally angry and proceeded to attack personnel. Any attempts to remove the mask have been met with failure, as the mask appears to be stuck to his face. SCP-8008 reports pain whenever a removal is attempted. SCP-8008 claims that only he can take off the gas mask. What appears to be brand new town records containing information of him were found on his person when he was brought in for documentation. However, the information within these records appeared to be blacked out with ink on certain lines. The most important pieces of information that were blacked out were SCP-8008's date of birth, location of birth, and first name. SCP-8008 is the only one who appears to know the information that has been redacted from these documents. The ink covering the information is similar to ink found on request notes received from SCP-8315. Any effects to remove or see through the ink have met with failure. The subject has since been released back into SCP-8364, although surveillance of SCP-8008 has been tightened, as head research Dr. Mark Plyer suspects that SCP-8008 knows more than it is letting on. SCP-8008's anomalous properties manifest in the form of an info hazard that is brought upon after hearing SCP-8008's first name. When SCP-8008 tells the subject its first name, the subject becomes an instance of SCP-8008-A. SCP-8008-A begins to shout the phrase, "Jenkins!" SCP-8008-A will continue to compulsively scream this phrase repeatedly until they are sedated or killed. The phrase in question appears to be a reference to an old internet meme that stopped being funny a long time ago. Note that if a subject somehow doesn't understand or have knowledge of the source material in question, they will be unaffected. Instead, they might opt to annoy SCP-8008 with other material containing the name. Such material includes an old song named Bad, Bad, Brown. This reference appears to irritate SCP-8008 the most. SCP-8008 refers to himself as Jester, so that any subject he is talking to can comfortably converse with him without experiencing the mimetic effects of his real first name. The following is surveillance audio of a conversation between SCP-8008 and SCP-8364-1, captured via drone. Begin surveillance audio. Your friend certainly is fashionably late.
Give him some time. He'll be here.
When I said that I needed someone to run errands ASAP, you said that you knew someone that could be here in a matter of days.
Yeah? So?
It's been 2 weeks.
He got caught up in some, personal business, but he'll be here. You have to be more patient. This guy is reliable as they come. You'll see. Me and him used to work together. He'll do anything as long as there's good pay. No questions asked.
He better be as promising as he sounds, or I'm gonna be more than a little bit disappointed in you.
Would you relax? Everything's gonna work itself out.
SCP-8008 pauses before suddenly gazing in the surveillance drone's direction.
You guys sure know how to ruin a good surprise.
SCP-8008 starts to lift his mask, and the live feed suddenly and inexplicably cuts off. The drone immediately sets course back to the Foundation facility for unknown reasons. End of surveillance audio. Note from head researcher Dr. Mark Plyer.
I knew it. That son of a bitch has the inside track on a new resident. I'm submitting a request for increased surveillance to monitor SCP-8364 for any signs of this new resident. Security measures will also need to be tightened surrounding the fence. This new resident can be more potentially dangerous than we expect if SCP-8008 is attempting to hide this new resident's existence from us.